I do not.
He's finally here. Jack Black is our favorite King Koopas breaking into the big screens in July of 2023. And I am absolutely ecstatic about it. If you haven't seen the trailer, please do. I highly recommend you go watch it and then maybe come back and watch this video. I would also really appreciate that. I know I'm probably the last person on the planet to talk about this despite this happening yesterday. I know the internet moves fast, but by chance you haven't seen the trailer or haven't seen any of the release dates up until this point, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is coming out in July of 2023, and some of the most notable voice actors are Jack Black as Bowser and Chris Pratt as Mario, which, if I'm being completely honest, at the start of the release and at the start of the trailers that were released for this movie, I was a little bit skeptical as Jack Black as Bowser. I'm not gonna lie, because Jack Black is usually voicing these kinds of zany, wacky, fun characters like Kung Fu Panda, one of his most notable of the which. But in this movie, he's actually voicing someone who's a little bit more maniacal, a little bit more tough, a little bit more, it's Bowser, you know, it's Bowser time. But actually, based on the trailer, I don't know much about the movie, as I only know what everybody else knows, which is basically what's shown in the trailer. He seems to be doing a very good job, and I'm very excited to watch this movie when it eventually does come out in cinemas. Fun fact, I am going to be going in cinemas with my friend, and we're going to be dressing up as Mario and Luigi. If you don't know this about me and you're new to the Tales of Randolph channel, I absolutely love Luigi. He is one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, so I'm so glad he's in this movie. One of the things I heard brought up online about Jack Black as Bowser was actually pretty interesting. A lot of people were saying that they didn't like it because they expected Jack Black's voice to kind of be a bit deeper. Or they wanted Bowser's voice to be a bit deeper and thought that Jack Black might be a bit too wacky and high-pitched for Bowser, following the trend of, say, Marvel over comedic sizing their characters, if that's even a word. But if you actually look at the source material, first of all, here's a clip of Bowser talking in the trailer.
Open the gates! I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
And then here's a clip of him screaming or falling or doing whatever in one of the Mario games. It's actually pretty similar in pitch. And if I'm being completely honest, which we haven't really heard Bowser talk in any of the Mario games, if he did talk, I would expect him to be this kind of pitch, where it's like, it's deep, but it's not super deep. And I think Jack Black is gonna do a really good job. Now that brings me to another thing. Chris Pratt as Mario. A lot of people have talked about this, but now that we have this new information coming in because we've actually seen the trailer. Now, Chris didn't talk a lot as Mario in that trailer, and I think there was a hint of an accent when he did talk, but we'll honestly have to see how that plays out, because I don't know if you've seen it, but Matt Pat from Game Theory, or technically Film Theory in this case, he did do an analysis of what he expected out of the Mario movie, and he actually had a theory that could explain whether or not they are going to stick accent onto Chris Pratt. Hopefully they do. I think that it would just be a little bit less jarring to have an accent on this character. Now, whether that's a New Yorkan accent because of where the game is set in, or whether that's the classic Italian accent we've all known and loved for years, it's unclear. Regardless of what they decide to do with him, I'm sure it's going to be awesome. But one thing I'm very excited that they went for was a direction to focus the main power source and the main plot around the power source of a power star. Because growing up with games like Super Mario 64, the power stars are far more notable and far more iconic, in my personal opinion, than any of the more recent iterations of power in the other games. I feel like going with a sun sprites, as a few people were disappointed that they didn't use from, for example, Super Mario Sunshine. I feel like that would have been a little more isolating, because I believe that those were only in the title for Super Mario Sunshine. Now, we didn't get to see any other characters other than Toad. Actually, we did get to see characters. Luigi, we got to see Luigi. Let's play a clip of my boy right here. let me tell you, I'm so excited to see Luigi on the big screen. I've played all of the Mansion games. It's going to be incredible. I absolutely love this trailer. Maybe this is just coming from a Luigi fanboy, but I personally really hope that he has a lot of screen time, and I hope that he has a lot of like notable moments, just because I really like Luigi. One of the things that I thought was really cool was the animation style that they chose to go for. It had this kind of realistic gloss and grit, but at the same time, it was definitely kept that bright colorfulness of the Mushroom Kingdom's aesthetic, which you can see very clearly in the trailer. It doesn't show anything before the Mushroom Kingdom, though, which I think is pretty interesting. You can see Mario coming out of a pipe, entering the Mushroom Kingdom, and it seems as though that's the first time he's been there, as the confused kind of look around that he gives the Mushroom Kingdom, which kind of implies that he came from somewhere other than the Mushroom Kingdom, which is interesting because that also harkens back to, again, MatPat's theory about the trailer, or about the movie's direction, in which he was in New Donk City, or not this Super Mario superhero before entering the Mushroom Kingdom, and maybe his call to action is going into that pipe and ending up inside the Mushroom Kingdom. I'm not entirely sure what other characters or plots they could do. I know Cranky Kong is in this film. Don't know how they're gonna use him, or if they're gonna use him very much, maybe as just a side character that comes in. Toad's pretty adorable, which is interesting because the voice actor for Toad, which is Michael Key, he is very interesting in terms of a choice, because you definitely wouldn't think that Michael Key would voice Toad, but in the trailer, he kind of makes it work.
Don't touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
I also love the aesthetic of the Mushroom Kingdom. I think there's mushrooms everywhere, which is kind of the thing. But in this trailer, they seem to go for the literal Mushroom Kingdom aesthetic, which I'm really excited to see in the big screen. I'm not sure who's voicing Luigi, but whoever it is, please, for Luigi mains everywhere, please do your best, because this guy, he's come on. Another thing to dissect is that in the trailer, when it comes to Luigi, you see him running away from a horde of enemies and then trapping himself behind castle gates. Now, I wonder whether or not my predictions for this film, just based on this one scene alone, is that when Mario and Luigi go together, and this is going to play out, so you better listen to me because I know what I'm talking about, but Luigi and Mario are going to come in. They're going to go into the portal. However they end up getting there, that pipe, they fall into the pipe, they get transported to the Mushroom Kingdom, and somewhere along that line, they get separated. Either get separated within the tubes of that, and then get separated to different parts of the Mushroom Kingdom, or somewhere in the story they get separated. Then Luigi is forced to act his cowardly yet heroic way on his own, which I'm actually really excited to see if that is the case. I'm guaranteeing it now, but it should be a lot of fun to see on the big screen, and I'm so excited that it's coming super quickly. Actually, usually these movies are like, oh, 2025, 2026, but I'm really excited to see it, and I think everybody is. But anyways, this is a deep dive analysis. I would have recorded my reaction, but again, I was there for the live stream event when Nintendo Direct went live again yesterday. Actually, no, earlier today. I'm recording this on the same day, which is crazy because the entire internet's already covered this, so I'm kind of rushing to do so. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in theaters when this amazing future movie goes live. But anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Night night.